All right, I think I must be on air right now. And I'm checking this by myself right now, if this works or not. I think it should. I will give it a little bit more of time. I think I am already on air. It's kind of the first time that I do it, so it's a lot of technical stuff that I'm still a little bit, maybe not 100% familiar yet. All right. I think it should actually work. Watch it on YouTube for a second. Oh yeah, I think I'm already visible. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I see myself. I see myself. This means that it also works. The voice is not clear. So I just get the feedback that my voice is not very clear. And so I hope you can at least understand what I say. A friend of mine, he's kind of double checking me and telling me everything is good. And just making the test again. I hope you can hear me clearly right now. Okay. It might be the internet connection. Okay, right? Right now. Okay. That's all right. Anyway, okay. I call everybody officially welcome to the webinar right now for the Eco Village tour in South Turkey, now in May. And I'm a little bit excited about it. I mean, it's the first tour that I'm going to do in this kind. And so basically what I'm going to do right now is I tell you a little bit about the webinar itself, first of all, which I think it's going to last for about 1 to 1.5 hours, depending a little bit on what kind of questions you have, what you would like to know, how much we're going to discuss. And the basic intention is to familiarize you with the trip and to clarify questions so that we get kind of on the same level, that we all have more or less the same idea about how that trip is going to be. And we will have enough time to answer all questions. I will give breaks in between, and you also, when you can see under this window on the website is a chat where you can also write in your name. And I'm going to be there in this chat right now as well. So right now I'm going to go a little bit down, and you see this cloud. You see this like blue bar, like Eco Village Tour Turkey, and I put my name in there. And there we go. So right now, for example, I can write something. I say hello. And you can see it right now in the chat. And here we go. All right. So if you want, you can give me a little feedback in the answer. All right, there's Mahmoud. He's on there as well. So at least I know that I'm not totally on my own here. Someone is with me. That's pretty awesome. If someone else also is there as well there, then you can just, put in your name. That's cool. And for everybody who's not following right now, don't worry about it. I will send out the link of the recording of this webinar after it's finished. And I'm going to go through the topics that we are going to go through now during the next hour. So I will tell something about me personally, that you know a little bit about me, what I'm doing, why I'm doing that, the preparation for our Eco Village trip, of course, what to bring, like what kind of things you should maybe prepare, and about our group a little bit, and then also the trip itself. Okay, so what kind of things to expect, what places we're going to go. I mean, you see it also on the website, but I'm just going to talk about it a little bit, kind of things that I find necessary to mention. And then, and then you can put your questions. You can always put them in the chat. I will have a look there in between. And that's it, basically. And all right, give me a little second. I'm gonna have a look in the chat right now. Oh, I closed the window. That wasn't really intelligent. I'm gonna open it again. So I'm having a look right now to the chat. I just repeat it again. So under the video window that you have on the website, you can also see the chat, and you can always put your questions in there, and I'm going to read them for everyone, and that's cool. So let me just see. All right, Felix is also there. Hi, Felix. It's great to have you here. So we are 3 people right now online watching this amazing webinar. Guys, let's go. The first thing that I'm going to do right now is that, yeah, I mean, if you have questions already right now, you can put them in the chat. I guess that most of the questions are going to be answered right now within the next hour when I'm going to explain the trip itself, about me, and so on. So, but you can still put them, okay? Right. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen with you and show you my amazing presentation. I mean, it's just visible help. So we're going to start right now with it. All right. So one more time, I mean, be welcome on board for the Eco Village tour that we're going to have 3rd of May, starting from Istanbul and ending in Antalya. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna, yeah, this is about the webinar itself. So I already told you this, that we're gonna, okay, I'm gonna say something about me, the preparation for the Eco Village trip, about our group, about the trip itself. Okay. First of all, about my personal background, I think this is maybe a good time just to switch back one more time to myself so that you see my face when I talk about myself. I think this might be helping more. Basically, I mean, what can I tell about myself? I'm from Germany. I'm 31 years old, and I used to study anthropology, psychology, and communication at the University of Freiburg. That's close to Switzerland and France in the very southwestern part of Germany, and at the Kadir Has University in Istanbul. So I had a student exchange in Istanbul, and it also made me to come, yeah, to Turkey. And I love the city, I love the culture, and that's why I'm also back here today again. And yeah, now I'm a filmmaker, a writer, and social entrepreneur. This is also kind of the background, and also the trip itself is right now part of what I'm doing right now. And yeah, I used to live in various countries. I also speak 5 different languages. So I grew up in Germany as a pure German boy. And then, yeah, I lived in Spain, in Honduras, and France, Australia, and Turkey. Did I forget something? I think that was all. And so let's have a look right now to the past projects that I was doing. I'm going to share my screen again right now to give you a little bit a background idea of why I am actually doing this. I mean, why am I doing this trip right now? Like, what kind of idea came up with that? I think you must see my screen right now. I think it is. Yeah, I think I made it right now. Okay, then I'm just going to go through the presentation. Yeah, I am. I hope you guys can see the full screen. I'm going to have a quick look to the chat right now just to see if someone's writing something. No questions yet. That's awesome. All right. Google Hangouts. I hope you guys can see the whole screen of mine. Other than that, just let me please know if something is wrong. So I'm going to switch over to my presentation over here. And so I can tell you that I have a, is that working? It must be working, yeah. So what I did in the past is I'm the founder of 2 different hitchhiking projects. This is on the one hand, this is the Eurotrip 2012 project, and on the other hand, it's the Travel Makers Project 2014. And as you can see also in the logos, they look very similar to each other, and both of these projects, they also were of a very similar nature. So that was the first time, and you might guess it, in 2012. I lived in Istanbul, I did my student exchange, and I came up with the idea, hey, it would be awesome to hitchhike back home. But I didn't want to do it by myself, and I wanted to have a little bit bigger and do something cool on the way, and actually also to have a meaning with this whole thing, actually, and not just being, let's say, yeah, some hippies hitchhiking through Europe. I mean, this is cool, it's nice, it's a lot of fun, and Europe is actually also a very easy continent to hitchhike. Depends a little bit where you are. And so in the end, what I came up with was a hitchhiking trip with a group of people. We started with 10 persons here in Istanbul and went all the way to Germany in a period of 2 months. And every place where we stayed, we did some street art, we did some music, we did some other things in order to, you know, first of all, tell people what we do. We raised funds for a social project, 2 social projects actually at the first time in Europe. It was dedicated to kids in Europe. And we also had a filmmaker on board, and he visualized the whole thing so that we could show people, hey, it is possible to have a great trip on a low budget, and you can do something for the people, and you can do great things on the way. That was the Euro trip 2012, and pretty much the same was the Travel Makers Project 2014. It's kind of a repetition of the Euro trip 2012. You might guess that it was 2 years later, and yeah, it's kind of the same logo. We had different people on board that time, and the logo is also a little bit different, and the route was also different, but the starting point and the end point was the same. So we started in Berlin at that time, and then we went until Istanbul. I'm gonna have a quick look again to the chat just to make sure that you can actually see the presentation pretty well. What am I doing right now? Yes, I'm doing the right thing, I'm sure about it. Okay, I think, okay, I'm going to change something about my screen sharing. So I'm here again. Hi guys. I'm going to do just a full screen. So now that's my full screen, and now you can see myself, and now you should see the presentation. Yeah, I think this is the better variant to do it. Right now, guys, I'm attending a social business accelerator program at the Do School in Berlin. Okay, the Do School in Berlin, I mean, that's a non-formal education part. It's not an official university, and in accordance with this program, I had to come up with a social business idea, and the social business idea that I had was to go for sustainable and socially responsible tourism in Turkey. Okay, this is also the reason why I'm doing this trip right now. Okay. Yes, so I made a little bit advertising for the Do School. I think they're happy about it. And I'm going to have a quick look at my notes if I want to say something else. Right. I think that pretty much tells everything that I wanted to tell. And now we're going to go from me personally, what I'm doing right now at the moment. I mean, we will have a lot more chats during the trip. I mean, we will talk to each other, of course, and exchange and find out what we do in our lives other than having an eco-village trip in south of Turkey. So I think this is fine for now. We should get down a little bit to the nitty-gritty stuff of the upcoming trip now. So basically, we're gonna get right now to the preparations of the eco-village trip, to the formalities. So there's a few things that we of course have to consider. I mean, there's always some, I don't want to say rules, but agreements. I like agreements better than rules, let's say. So for the preparation, you need please to fill out the participation form, and there's still a few of you who haven't done it yet, which is totally okay. And but this is also necessary that you do it, because other than that, you cannot reserve your spot for the trip, and ultimately you cannot participate. Okay, I sent you the link for the form several times in an email, and if you still have problems and you cannot find it, just let me know, drop me an email, and I'm happy to send it out again. And also the participation contribution of the 50 euros is necessary that you send it to me, either by PayPal or by international transfer. If both is problematic, we can talk about it. I mean, we can find a solution. I mean, it shouldn't fail on that. And if the trip is kind of, I mean, unexpectedly different, or someone than anticipated as it's supposed to be, or you simply don't show up, then yeah, you can get the money back. I mean, I don't charge you for any service that you never actually use. Okay, so even if you pay and then you kind of decide to not show up, yeah, I would actually give it back to you because, yeah, why should I take it then? I mean, I didn't give you anything then. And so what I want to announce is that the amount of 50 euros need to be transferred, please, until the 29th of April. Otherwise, yeah, your participation cannot be made sure. And yeah, if there is any problem about the money transfer, if you, I don't know, if you don't have PayPal or you don't know how it works exactly, yeah, we will find a solution definitely for that. And I will also send you one more email about that, okay? So that's the formal part. And basically, what else? Okay, I say it one more time. The trip starts May 3rd in Istanbul, in Kadıköy. This is the Asian side of Istanbul. And I sent you a link in the mail with the location indicated. And if this is somehow also problematic for you, just let me know, drop me a mail, no problem, okay? Meeting point is 6 p.m. in front of the Atatürk statue. It's kind of easy to find. I mean, this is a big guy, big statue. I mean, he's a very important guy for Turkey, so you cannot miss it. It's very close to the Turkish flag, which is also around the harbor there. And you might also join us 4th of May in Bodrum. So when you kind of, let's say, for example, you're already down southern Turkey and you kind of, you don't want to come up all the way to Istanbul just to get down south again, or you have a better flight to Bodrum, for example. I know that Mahmoud was asking me for this. Hey, no problem, you can come to Bodrum. We are going to arrive in Bodrum in the 4th of May in the morning, and you just simply jump in. This is absolutely no problem, okay? All right. So when we meet in Kadıköy at 6 p.m., we will go together for the bus tickets. And I'm not really sure right now how I'm going to do it. So I was asking different bus companies, and I got different prices for going to Bodrum. The cheapest price that I got was a little bit with a group discount. So maybe this, I don't know if they're still going to do it then. They said 75 liras, but without the group discount, it was 80 liras. It's the company called Nilüfer. And but we're going to go together anyway. So if you send me, yeah, if you make it to send me the money already before, make sure that you also have your bus ticket, okay? And you give me back the money then for it. And other than that, I'm not sure how full these buses are going to be. So if we get there 2 hours before the start and they might say, hey, it's already full, and we might go with another company that charge a little bit more. The prices don't vary very much. So that's going to be fine. I'm pretty sure that, I mean, that will not really make a big difference. And I never took a bus in Turkey until now. It must be quite, yeah, comfortable, I guess. They said they have also internet on board most of the buses, and probably, I don't know, they're gonna have some screens and show us a movie or stuff like that. I don't know. You can bring your own iPad or something, whatever you want to have with you, your computer. You might do your own things or just simply sleep. That's it. And the trip takes about, I guess, 10, 11 hours. I'm not quite sure. So that we arrive fresh and yeah, very well slept in Bodrum, and then our real journey starts then. And then in Bodrum, we're going to take another little bus to Gümüşlük. I don't know how much it takes over there. It's kind of 4 to 5 liras each for going over to Gümüşlük. All right, I think the rest of the trip, I mean, I'm not going to go through all the details right now, and you can also check it out on the website again. Let me tell you what you definitely should bring, or even have to bring, of course. So first of all, I think this is kind of self-explanatory, but I just say it again. Please bring your passport. You know, occasionally it might be necessary. I don't know, checking in at some place or whatever it is. You know, I mean, you should always have your passport with you when traveling. Have an adequate health insurance, of course, because I mean, if something happens, you know, you should have an emergency plan somehow, and you should, you know what to do with your health insurance. That's very important. And also appropriate medication, whatever it is. If you have some allergy, if you need some stuff that you need anyway, please bring it. You might not always find it in the regions where we are, so please also bring sufficient of that, and so that you have enough with you. I recommend a tent in a sleeping bag, but it's not mandatory. Okay, so it might happen that in some places where we are, that the eco farm owner says, hey, of course you can stay, no problem. For example, I don't know, for some reasons he doesn't have enough space for all of us, and some of us needs to sleep in a tent. And as far as I know, there is Felix who's going to bring a tent. Felix sums up, and the same will I do. I also have a tent. It's hosting 2 persons. If it's really, I mean, very close, 3 persons, but then no luggage goes in anymore. And so you can bring it, but I think we will not really need it if we don't want it. Okay, I mean, there will always be somehow the situation that we have some kind of room and bed and so on. Okay, that's part of the trip. I mean, we're not doing a camping trip. Okay, just to make it clear, but we might occasionally use tent and sleeping bag. Okay, that's what I just want to indicate with that. And I also recommend you to have a backpack, better than a suitcase. Okay, guys, we're not going to be in cities where there's where there are paved sidewalks and everything. So sometimes, you know, we might go somewhere across a field, and then the ground might not always be suitable for a suitcase. Okay, so I don't want to have anyone complaining about that. It's really recommendable to have a backpack that you can carry on your back, and so that makes it easier for you to, I don't know, reach certain places. All right. Furthermore, some clothes that can get dirty. I want to make clear that when we go to these eco villages or eco farms, actually that's the right term to say it, we don't intend to work there. Okay, I mean, we do this trip actually to get to know to these places, to get to know to the people, of course, how they live, how they do certain things, and so on. We might, we might have maybe, let's say, for example, some workshop. Okay, so some pants, some t-shirt that gets dirty. You know, this is what you should have. It might also happen that, I mean, if, for example, the owner says, hey, I mean, you can also work a little bit, and by working, you learn a little bit about permaculture, organic food, whatever. And he offers us to, I don't know, stay for free when we work half a day, something like this. This is what we can make up individually, and I just wanted to make clear that no one of us has to work. Okay, I mean, I basically intend to pay for my staying and rather do the things that I have to do, because I mean, I have enough things to do during the trip. I will tell you in a minute that. And yeah, have clothes that can get dirty for working, for workshops, for some free time activity then, actually. All right. And the last point that I want to mention here is sunscreen. Sunscreen can be bitch expensive sometimes, especially in those touristic areas. So if you have the opportunity to bring some sunscreen from your home place or whatever, do it. Okay, I mean, this is really, otherwise you pay, I don't know, 4 times more than you actually are supposed to pay. I mean, that's my experience. I don't know if this also corresponds to the places where we go right now. Yeah, you should just bring it. All right, I'm gonna have a quick check. Going out of the presentation. Maybe I should turn off the screen share. Am I back? Oh yeah, here we go, guys. I'm gonna have a quick look to the chat right now. Felix says it's all good, and then he says something. No sound. Okay, back again. Okay, that's very important, guys. Can you still hear me? That's very good to know. Maybe someone can write in the chat if I'm still audible, if you can listen to me. Mahmoud, you're saying you're going to join in Bodrum. That's awesome. Mahmoud, do you know already which flight or when you're going to arrive? I mean, are you going to arrive in the morning, or is it rather in the afternoon or something? So, because if you arrive, I don't know, let's say after midday, you might want to manage by yourself to come to Gümüşlük, which is, I think, not very difficult. And but we wouldn't wait for you all the day then. Felix says, yep. All right, guys, I'm very happy. I'll give you a big smile. Oh, this didn't work. One more time. Here we go. Okay, so you arrive at night. Okay, Mahmoud, I'm going to check out for you if there's a bus connection at that time. I'm pretty sure it is. Otherwise, I will somehow manage that you join our group, and then some way it's kind of, I don't know, half an hour ride from Bodrum to Gümüşlük. So yeah, awesome, Mahmoud. Looking forward for that. And I'm going to have a question to you, Mahmoud, later, but remind me on that. So right now, okay, then I will simply go on with the presentation right now if there's nothing else to do. Full screen. Okay. What to bring? Oh, wait. Yeah, we had it. What else? What else is important? Basically, your English should be kind of fluent, or let's say average. If you understand this webinar and if you understand me, I hope I'm speaking clearly and not too fast. That's fair enough. Okay. I mean, English is really necessary in the way that we have to communicate in our group. You also want to talk to the eco farm owners. They often speak English because they're mostly, as far as my impressions until now, people who used to live in cities, I don't know, like Ankara or Istanbul, got tired of this and started to live in the countryside with their own place. They might not always have internet on spot. Okay, Mahmoud, I know, for example, that you told me you kind of have to do some work every day for, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours or something like this. And I know, for example, from the one place, the Kinedia farm, this is the stop number 2 that we intend to have near Dacia, they're not having internet on spot, okay? So this might be also the reason why the owner hasn't responded yet. I'm not quite sure. But okay, so for example, their internet is kind of 4 kilometers away in the next little place, okay? So if it's really important for you, okay, you have to go back to the village a little bit and have to walk for your internet, okay? Then I sent you a budget planning with the last email. I mean, no, the last email was the reminder for the webinar. I sent you in one email the budget planning that I made. And just to make clear again, this is really merely a rough estimation, okay? So it depends on you how much money you spend. Of course, I mean, we're all going to spend the same money on transportation, accommodation, and food, I guess. But other than that, I mean, it's up to you, whatever you buy for yourself and so on. But I think this is something which is also clear to you. And then also just for the record, the Turkish currency is Turkish lira, which corresponds to 3.2 liras is 1 euro, and 1 US dollar is a 2.85 Turkish liras. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Let me know if you didn't get the budget planning. I might send out it again. But just go through the emails. I hope they didn't all get to your spam folder right away. All right. So now I'm going to have a quick look right now. All right. One more important thing that you should bring is good vibes, a heart full of love and energy, and let's say the childlike curiosity to discover the world. I think this is awesome if you have that as well. Any questions right now? I'm going to have a quick look in the chat right now again. Okay, no one was writing anything. I hope you can still hear me, guys. Maybe you just write in the chat quickly if everything is fine. That would be good feedback for me as well. I'm writing in the chat. Can you still hear me well? Just waiting for an answer quickly. All right, then after that, we're going to talk a little bit about us, I mean, our group right now, the people that have shown their interest right now. Just waiting for the answer if someone is still there. I mean, I was just posting now in the chat if you guys can still hear me. Everything is fine, yes and yes. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, right. Then I'm gonna go back for the share screen, share my screen again. Oh, I think now, okay, right now I turned it off and now I started sharing the screen again. Awesome. Who are we and who are we going to be? So I'll tell you quickly right now that we have this is even not right anymore, because now we have 6 persons that basically said, yes, I really like this trip. Yes, I would really like to come on board. So this is the presentation from last night, and in the meantime, there's even one more person that kind of signed in. And so what I can say until now, we have Mahmoud from Jordan, someone from Turkey, me from Germany, Felix as well. And then there was one person, I forgot the name right now. I think it's from Lithuania. Please hit me if it's wrong, okay? But I was just assuming by the name. And then also another person, I'm not quite sure about it. If a male person, then from Italy. If a female person, then maybe from another country also, okay? I mean, this is a little bit a mixture. And that's it about it. And what I would like to know from you guys is where you arrive from. I know that Mahmoud is going to arrive from Jordan, of course, and Felix is already here in Istanbul. We already had a little meetup. We're talking about some things in life. We're going to continue this conversation for sure on our trip. And if there's any other person, please give us a sign. Let me know where you arrive from, okay? If you're watching the recording right now of the session, then okay, I'm on Jordan. Great, Mahmoud, thumbs up. And yeah, if you're watching right now the recording of this webinar, you can also let me know by email then, of course. Okay, I think we shouldn't wait for this too long. The trip itself, what I wanted to say about the trip itself, it is a prototype tour, okay? So I never did this trip by myself. I have never been on an eco village or an eco farm by myself. And this is for me, in first line, a research trip, okay? I'm going to film a lot. I'm going to take some pictures. I'll tell you in a minute about it again. Some things might not always turn out perfectly, okay? Some things might be, okay, sometimes, for example, I don't have answers of all of these eco farm owners right now. So it might happen that, okay, in one place, for example, okay, we might get no answer. We might go there anyway and maybe surprise a little bit like, oh, hey, but we'll always be fine. I mean, I'm always sure about that. You know, we have a place to stay. We have also a cool place to stay. I mean, I don't want to end up in I don't know, in some of these cities, Fethiye, for example, and stay there in a hostel or something. This is not what is intended. So we always make sure that we stay in a nice place where we have our eco village experience. And even if it's sometimes maybe on a short time notice, then that's it. And so that's what I mean by a prototype tour. And yeah, I mean, our intention is also to live up to the values of sustainable and socially responsible tourism. So that means using local transportation, okay? I mean, now for the first trip down to Bodrum, I'm not quite sure about the bus companies in Turkey. They all, I don't know, my friend, that they're all the same. You know, they all cost the same. They all offer exactly the same service, and just probably the name and the logo differs. And this is also, I mean, what I'm going to research a little bit about. I mean, is there smaller bus companies? There are, but then once you find out when you actually go to the station and see the smaller cabin somewhere a little bit hidden, you know, maybe they don't have a web page or something where you can find them only in Turkish, which maybe doesn't really work, and I don't understand. So, but basically, I mean, we really try to use as much as possible those local transportation. I mean, which doesn't mean right now we have to ride on I don't know, any vehicle which is about to break. I mean, safety first still. Maybe it's just a prejudice that I have. We stay in small family-owned accommodations. This is what I think about sustainable and socially responsible tourism. I mean, we're not having the intention to stay somewhere in a hotel, international chain that makes profit out of our stay, and the money that they earn is just going somewhere abroad, and the local people never see anything of this. Our motto is to, you know, be on eco-village farms, to be in touch with the owners who directly also gets our money that he earned through our staying. And yeah, meeting locals and sharing experiences. I mean, this is kind of the core of this of our trip, and also of the sustainable, socially sustainable and responsible traveling. So I mean, this is one of the most valuable experiences. And actually, I mean, in this way, you will see and experience the Turkish culture in a way, hopefully, I say, in a really pure way. Okay, and then part of sustainable tourism is, of course, also reducing the impact on the environment. I mean, yeah, I'm always, you know, we can argue about it if, you know, you come by plane to Turkey, and I mean, you have an impact on the environment. This is something we can't avoid in a way, and it's also somehow arguable if we really do something good for the environment when we do it. And but we can still, you know, take care that we respect the environment, that we, I mean, we're not staying in a hotel and then producing a lot of trash and then using vast amounts of water because of the swimming pool which is around. I mean, you know, the swimming pool is always 50 meters away from the sea. People never go to the sea, only use the swimming pool. So in this way, we might say that we reduce the impact on the environment. And then sleeping in tents might happen. I was mentioning that earlier, that we bring a sleeping bag in a tent. And occasionally it might happen, but it's not, as I said, a camping holiday. Okay. The trip itself as well is, as I also already mentioned this point earlier as well, but I might emphasize it again, that it's not intended to work, but we can make it happen if we wish so. Okay, so if someone of you says, hey, I'm really interested into the permaculture thing, and I really want to know how to plant the plants, and how to make the beds, and how to make bread, or how to make goat cheese, I don't know what, you know, whatever we will encounter during the way, of course we can do it, you know. And if you can make an arrangement with the owner and say, hey, I help you out for the 2 days or 3 days that we stay here, and, you know, okay, maybe we can do something about the price. Everything is negotiable, especially in Turkey. What I also want to mention is that we will move quite a lot. Okay, I mean, this trip is 20 days, and we have 4 different stations, and you know, that's always okay. Spending 2 nights in one place, spending 3 nights in the other place, 2 nights somewhere else. So this just means there is a lot of movement involved. Okay, so we're not gonna really get used to a place for, you know, a week or 2 or something. Still, I mean, we can decide by ourselves if it's really an awesome place and we would love to stay a night or even 2 more. This is something we can do. I mean, if the whole group agrees on that. And that's also when I'm writing here in the last point that the schedule might change slightly. For example, when we stay somewhere longer, or maybe something doesn't work out and we just head on to, I don't know, somewhere else, you know. So that's what it is about the prototype tour. And yes, what else? Definitely, I'm going to bring my guitar. Okay, so this is what I'm going to have with me. I still need a bag for this, but I will find it. So that we will have good vibes, good fun during the tour. I mean, I'm not a great player, I'm not a great singer, but I just love it, and I always want to have the guitar with me. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to film and take pictures a lot, because I might need this material afterwards for, you know, building up a series website, some small, yeah, image film that I might need afterwards for my social business. And so I want to announce you that, yeah, I'm going to have the camera quite often in my hand. And yeah, you might be part sometimes of the video. That's, you know, as a matter of fact, that's due to the nature of the trip. That's it. I hope you're fine with that. And I want to animate you and encourage you to involve your creative ideas as well. Okay, it can be about filmmaking and taking pictures. It can be about anything that you want to do during the trip. I mean, if you have a, you know, certain passion, or you're good in certain things of art or whatever, come up with ideas. Let me know also in advance if you want to talk about it, if it's possible or something, you know. And it would be really awesome. It doesn't matter if you're a good Diablo player, if you make music as well, and you bring your, I don't know, didgeridoo, or your drums, or I don't know, percussion. Probably not. And yeah, that's what I want to encourage you. I mean, after all the formal stuff, and, you know, we have to prepare a little bit, but now it also comes down to you. I mean, the trip is also what we make out of it, and it depends also on you, what you bring into the group, and what you want to offer. And so I would, yeah, my personal wishes, or my personal imaginations, is that, I mean, if you want to learn something about filmmaking, I'm definitely, you know, happy to teach you something that, you know, you can maybe help me, assist me a little bit. And I would love to have a really nice, decent feedback of you after the trip, or maybe during the trip as well. So anything that you remark that you find, hey, why is it working like this, and couldn't it work the other way, or I think it would actually be way cooler if a trip would be like this and that, Any feedback is very important for me, because this is, I mean, something that I might not see. I take it for granted, and you guys, you say, hey, I would do it a lot different way, or I don't feel comfortable with this, or this is awesome. This is also great, you know. And I would love to have an interview with you in the end, maybe even in a video, but you don't have to, okay? I mean, no one has to do a video interview with me if you don't want it, okay? And but it's, yeah, for me, it's such a valuable thing to have it. But yeah, it's fine. It's up to you. And then, what is your ideas of what can be done? Yeah. One more time, bring in your ideas, your creative thoughts that you have for the trip. Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna switch back quickly to the chat, just checking out if something is okay. Can you guys still hear me? Maybe you want to give me still here. I'm writing right now. So just to make sure I'm still with you guys. So, all right, okay. Apparently it's just Mahmoud and Felix who are really with me. And it would be awesome if there's at least one more person maybe that joins us. I think a group of 4 people is awesome. If not, I mean, the trip is definitely going to happen. I mean, just to let you know, it doesn't matter how many people we are or not. The trip definitely will take part, even if I do it by myself. Okay, so just to make sure this is really going to happen. Okay, wait, I should go back to you right now. You can follow me all the time that I'm what I'm doing right now. And okay, I'm just gonna have a quick look to the chat again right now. Nope, I'm off. Now there's something. Yeah, all right, okay. Is everything fine, Felix? Yeah, I give you a thumb up, and maybe when you give me one as well, then I'm sure that you're back then, actually. I hope Felix is still with us. I'm gonna go over to the window again right now. And I share the screen for the last time right now. No, I'm off. Yeah, I'm still learning about it. Okay, so now we want to have just a little bit of the presentation back again right now here. So we're going to start here. So after the trip, just to let you know, the trip will end officially at least at the 23rd of May. And in Antalya. Okay, so I don't know what's your plans afterwards. I mean, maybe you want to stay for. Wait, that was one too early. Maybe you want to stay a bit more at the south coast, and you found an awesome place in between where you want to go back. Maybe you want to head back to Istanbul or to your country, and just make sure that you, I don't know, book a flight appropriately or a bus. And I personally, I will stay in the region of South Turkey after that, and I would just, I don't know, also look for a place somewhere where it was nice. Maybe rent a little space for myself just to go on with my work. I will have a lot of work, and yeah, of course, you're free to do whatever you want. And after the trip, wait for the great video from Jorin. So because I'm going to film a lot and take pictures and so on, you will also get the movie that I'm going to create out of this trip. I don't know yet how it will look like. I mean, what kind of format, how long it's going to be, but you will definitely get it for free. Okay. And yeah, that's it, basically. I mean, thank you so much for your attention, and see you soon. I'm done with my presentation here, and I'm gonna go back to you right now. I hope you can see me right now. Yeah, I think I'm on screen again. So I assume that this webinar would take more than an hour, and it's not the case. Okay, that's awesome. I mean, if everything is set, if there's, yeah, everything's fine again, says Felix, that's awesome. Mahmoud has a question. Okay, Mahmoud, then go ahead, please. One question. I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna check quickly if there's, yeah, I think everything is good. Okay. Someone was also watching the webinar right now. Mahmoud, what is your question right now? I'm waiting for it. Mahmoud is still typing. Okay, right. What else can I say about the departure of the bus from Istanbul to Bodrum? Let me have a quick look. It's supposed to be, yeah, 8 p.m. in the evening. Okay, that's the one that costs 75 Turkish liras. And there's another one at 10 p.m., which is 5 liras more. So I don't know, if for some reason something doesn't work out, someone arrives late, whatever. Yeah, we got still chances to get away from Istanbul also later then. And until now, as I see it right, I only have Felix with me right now, starting from Istanbul, so that's easy. And Felix, I mean, we connect maybe again personally, but you already might purchase your ticket ahead. So to make really sure that everything is cool, I'm going to send you the data for it. And Mahmoud, where's your question? Please let us know, okay? That's the question maybe everyone is interested in. Such a long question. Or did Mahmoud fall asleep on the keyboard right now? I'm going to write to you. Okay. Is there volunteering during the tour to exchange with locals? Is the question of Mahmoud. And well, okay. I think we can do some volunteering, Mahmoud. So I think it's a very good way to, when we do some volunteering and to, have an exchange with the locals. And so we can come up by ourselves with that, and we can decide whether we want to do some volunteering or not. It's not previewed that we do it, but we can still come to a place and say, hey, we would like to do also some work, and by working here, we get into conversation, we would like to do something and so on. And for that reason, yeah, bring some clothes that might get dirty as well, maybe some shoes as well. That's, flip-flops won't be enough for when you, I don't know, work somewhere a little bit. And maybe gloves as well. I mean, they might have, stuff on the spot, but at least I have some working gloves. They're not too thick, and still they can do it. For example, I don't know, for example, when you work a little bit in the garden and you touch some things that, might harm your hands, but with the gloves, you're fine, That's it, basically. I hope this is a good answer for you, Mahmoud, and for everybody else. And if you have more questions right now, then please put them, or maybe you just give me a thumbs up, just to let me know that everything's fine. Cheers, guys. Again, I can see that the aim of this tour is we exchange to change. This is what Mahmoud is saying right now. Okay. He might write a little bit more. Okay. What I'm going to do after the webinar is I'm going to send you out a invoice for the participation fee with the right data so that you can act upon that. And I might also do it maybe tomorrow in the morning. I'm not quite sure if I can still make it today. And I would say, if there's nothing else, I'm still waiting for what Mahmoud is going to say. Mahmoud is writing again. I can see that the aim of the tour is we exchange to change. I think this is a very nice sentence. I mean, this is really well said. This is also kind of my ideal that I have. And we will see ultimately how that actually can work, maybe also things how they cannot work. So what do you wish to do, Mahmoud? What would be the ultimate goal for you? I know, Mahmoud, that you're into graphic design, and you had the idea with the stencils again. Stencils is this kind of, let's say, small graffiti, if I'm explaining right to you. And maybe, yeah, I'm also looking forward, Mahmoud, for your ideas. Mahmoud, you were already participant in the Travel Makers project in 2014. I know kind of things that you like to do and that you want to do. Plus, I have to say that Mahmoud, you enjoyed to do the logo, the first logo drafts for us, which is also really awesome. I mean, I really like it. And Mahmoud, I'm gonna wait for, I don't know, 2 more minutes. But other than that, Felix says it's all right. Okay. And let me have a look. Who's still with me? Thank you both. Okay, we got 3 viewers right now. Okay. Who else is right now the 3rd viewer? You might also, okay, when you go to the window where the video window is, you can also go down and you find the chat over there. And maybe you let us know who you are. Is someone here? You can just, okay, when you want to use the chat, just write in your name and you can just go ahead and type something. Well, Mahmoud is saying right now, well, I would like to play some music set and film screening session if it's possible. I think we will definitely, well, will we have the occasion to screen a film? I don't know about it, but I think this is something you don't have to bring anything. I mean, if you find the occasion to, screen a film, you can just, I mean, you probably have it online, I guess, or maybe you have it on a stick, and you can just prepare it. I mean, that's a really cool idea, I have no idea what's going to be okay, but I think it's a really cool idea. We talked about it before, I know, and music is something that I am really sure that we're going to have it. I mean, first of all, I have my guitar with me, and the first place in Günstück is also a place. You might look up the link that I have on the website. The travel road, and this is a place where the guy is explicitly saying musicians are welcome. Okay, I know that in Günstück, the first place where we're going to go, is there is a yearly and an annual festival with music. I don't know, there's also international people coming over. We will all find it out, and I'm pretty sure, for example, the first place is definitely a great place also for music and stuff like this. Okay. And Felix has an idea. He said an idea just that I just had. I would have loved during my time in Thailand is having toothbrushes with us for the people we meet. Good mouth hygiene is very seldomly in poor areas. Don't know what it's going to be like, but let's be prepared. Okay. Well, let's have a little bit of a challenge right now. So let's come up with a toothbrush where the stick is not made out of plastic, but let's say out of wood, for example, and the toothbrush itself may be something, just sustainable. I mean, that we don't, produce so much trash. Just an idea. Okay. Nice idea, Felix, is saying Mahmoud. I will bring some sweets then. I think, I mean, even the people in the countryside of Turkey and in the eco villages, I mean, they have internet, they have cell phones and stuff like this. I think they also have, I think they have toothbrush as well. So, guys, you're starting really, okay, you're getting funny right now. That's totally fine. I mean, you can go on with the chat. I'm gonna finish this webinar right now. I think I was talking about everything. And if you still feel like you want to know something, I mean, you can contact me via the email. I think you can also, you find me on Facebook and so on. So there's a lot of channels to contact me. And I wish you guys a great night. Get prepared well. And everything is going to be great, I hope. So guys, you're laughing right now. Challenge complete. Found some in Istanbul today. Sadly packed in plastic, said Felix. All right. Thanks so much for being with me at the webinar. And hope to see you soon, healthy, in color, and in life. Okay. I wish you a great night. And now I have to find out how to finish a webinar, which might be probably, I get the button. Okay. Good night, everybody, and see you soon.